Welcome back to Exotic Car Play Place, everybody. Thanks for joining in again. Today we are going to do a quick review and drive on a brand new 2019 Audi RS3. Not to be mistaken for the A3 or the S3, the RS3 stands for Rennsport or Racing Sport in Audi's world. And we're going to take this thing for a ride and give you some of the details on this beautiful little compact sedan. Let's talk about some of the basic mechanical specifications. This, of course, uses the Audi special Quattro all-wheel drive system all the way around. This also has the 5-cylinder, that's right, not the 4 or 6, this is a 5-cylinder turbocharged engine that produces 400 horsepower. Now this car weighs exactly the same as a Porsche 996 Turbo. You remember those hot rods from back in 2001? That's right, power to weight are almost identical between this car and the Porsche. So if that gives you any hint, today we're at a runabout car that essentially counters some of the best supercar numbers of yesterday. So this car here with the 5-cylinder turbocharged engine is mated to a 7-speed dual clutch transmission, which provides lightning fast shifts and does so in a seamless way that you can alter between automatic or manual mode. Now I bet you're wondering what the performance statistics are on a car like this. How about 0 to 60 mile per hour in 3.9 seconds? That's right, it's the same engine they use in the TT RS, and the TT RS does it in 3.7 seconds, largely because it's about 70 kilograms lighter than the RS3 that we have here. However, the trade-off is a little bit more space and a full-size proper trunk in the RS3. This car becomes far more functional than a TTRS. The Sportback version as well, top speed will do about 155 miles per hour limited, and this one will do more like 170 miles per hour. They allow a little bit higher speed for the sedan version as found right here. Now let's talk about some of the things that I like about these cars. Of course, being an Audi, they're the best in the biz for LED headlights. Of course, Audi was pretty much one of the innovators to come up with LED headlights, and of course, they still lead the business in the quality, design, and look of the LED headlights. Now, not only that, classic rings, but if you look at the RS cars like we have here in front of us, everything's built out to look a lot more aggressive. Everything's more functional. You've got aggressive front air dam here, Quattro splattered all over the front. I love that touch. It gives it a sharp look, of course. And another beautiful thing about this car, of course, we are riding on 19-inch rims, perfectly balanced and suited for the size of car. It's a great look, great balanced size. And another positive is these wheels are not staggered. So for a high-performance car, often it's very difficult to find vehicles with non-staggered setup. But because it's all-wheel drive, you can rotate the wheels, get maximum wear and tear on your wheels. This is a great little setup as well because front and back are identical. Of course, you've got these massive brakes. You'll notice the oversized brakes, true to the Rennsport design. The calipers, very large indeed. And of course, you've got the wonderful RS tag on there. Tell you you're driving something unique. Red calipers, oversized. Ensures that this car can stop on a dime. Great little fold-away mirrors. Of course, you've got your signal lights on there as well. Very low profile, streamlined. Very sharp looking mirrors indeed. Interior, very, very crisp. You've got your double clutch transmission controls, no manual suited here, but the very, very high quality seats that you find in these cars with the Q stitching really is very similar to what you'll find in the R8. We move up here and we'll notice on the roof, we have this oversized large panoramic sunroof, about as big as you can do for a relatively small roofline, but it's a great place to let in a lot of light. Very nice. Swanky little spoiler that you have right on here. Again, as well, another little giveaway to the sporting intentions of this car. And then on the back, lo and behold, we have the two oversized exhaust tailpipes. Again, adds to that dimension. You've got a wonderful splitter down there as well that gives it that extra little beef look to it. Very, very sporty look. But the taillight's pretty standard for S or A series cars. And now on the back wheel here, we've got this little lip here. Any idea what you think that is? Any guesses? It actually has to do with the fact that because this fender curls in here, the wheel is so wide, the fact that this is here to protect and actually is regulated to have this in place so rocks and whatnot don't take a toll on the fender here. Of course, you don't have stray rocks coming off the back end here that aren't protected by bodywork. So you actually have to have this, it's regulated to have this on there to protect cars from getting pummeled by stones that come off of these rear wheels. Nonetheless, there it is. So let's go get the keys, fire this bad boy up, and take it for a drive and give you some of the impressions from the inside of the cabin. We might even be riding with a salesperson. That's great. We'll get their perspective on this as well. because plus, you know, the way you pull the handle.
Yeah.
And I've had it where I've not over revved, because again, it limits you, but
Yeah.
you know, you're at like $6,000 or, you know, 5,500, and you're thinking you're going for an upshift, and you pull it down, and you go the wrong way, bing, and you're up at $8,000 all of a sudden. Well,
Audi is actually set up the right way, unlike BMW.
yeah, I honestly.
BMW is weird because you're
Yeah.
pulling it back for shifting it up.
Yeah.
And pushing it forward for shifting it down. Okay, that's not intuitive to me. A lot of people don't understand about the paddle shifters is that if you're doing a turn like this, and you're shifting, you know, because a lot of guys can't figure out why they move with the steering wheel, and I said, well, that's the thing, is you're holding your hands in the right positions, as in you're going over on the other side, and that's a big turn when you're racing. And you've got the wheel turned that much. If you're not going to go a complete round.
and that, yeah, no, I hear you, and that's a preference thing. I find though the only thing awkward, because again, the M is like this.
Yeah.
It's with the wheel, but the Lambo and the Ferraris typically are on the stock.
Yeah.
So,
and they're quite large. They almost go the full circle.
Yeah, they do. But the thing is, when it's not so much when you're racing, but I find, like, say you're making a left-hand turn in traffic.
Yeah.
And I find, so you want to go to second, but now you're scrambling looking for that paddle. That's the only time I find it a little bit off, but that's just a preference thing.
It is, yeah.
It's not the end of the world.
This is, you know, if you're talking about a manual driver, this is vast. I'm going to say 95% of manual drivers is nothing about racing. It's all about emotions and how they're managing the engine of the cars.
That's right. Yeah.
Zero to do with performance.
Yeah. It's got a nice little burst to it.
Yeah.
You want something all-wheel drive for the, you know, we have roads like this in Alberta.
Yeah.
So well, it's a nicer option.
It's interesting that you bring up Subaru, because Subaru and Audi are the only two manufacturers that make their own all-wheel drives.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly why I brought that up for sure. The BMW systems, I'm not sure where that's coming from.
That's a Haldex that just gets custom built for BMW's specifications. So
gotcha.
They spec it out, and the Haldex is the one that actually manufactures it for them. So you know the principle behind the transmission, I'm assuming. So
yes,
the dual two shafts, and
that's right.
It's a gear set so it's a manual transmission made to work like an automatic.
Exactly, and you've every second gear, odd sets are one set, and even sets are another set. And you're shifting for third, your fourth is already lining up, getting ready. So when you're ready to go up to fourth, there's instant.
Grabs it and releases.
Yeah, it's a lot quicker.
It's a real cool setup.
Another thing that's kind of nice, I mean, I don't know unless you know otherwise, my understanding on the dual clutch stuff, you don't have to necessarily throw it neutral at the lights.
That's right, yeah.
Like the sequential stuff, and I know even my Gallardo, you kind of do, and if you don't, it's a clutch wearing kind of deal.
Yeah, these ones, they're fine. Yeah, our original R8 had a single clutch.
Whoa! And it moves good too. See, that guy that just took over, it looked like, eh? Now again, as always, guys, be sure to click on that link for that review, and there's another super review over here on that link. Hit either one, you're gonna love it. Hope to see you guys soon. Catch you then. Bye-bye.